Hey, fifth graders, you're going to be doing some work with coordinate planes this week. So this is the presentation you will use to guide you through. Um, so once you open this link, you will see the slideshow come up. Now, if you want to make it bigger so it's a little easier to read, you can click the present button right here. All right, then you know how to scroll through. Just a little arrow down here will take you through. First thing, there's going to be a brain pop video. So you will click on that right here. It tells you click on the picture to be linked to the video. And there's your username and password. All right. And once you watch the brain pop video, then you'll come on back to this slideshow and move on to the next slide. Now this here is just vocabulary. It's nothing for you to answer or do, but these are words you'll need to know. You may, if you have a printer, it'd be a good idea to print this off and you'll have it with you. If not, you can just come back to this slide as needed. All right. This is some directions you'll want to read over here. This is kind of like the teaching that we would be doing in class, except it's written for you right here, explaining some things to you, and gives you an example and an answer to your example. So you'll want to read this and look at this and make sure you understand this example before you move on. All right. Here is another example of how to make a table of values and how you're going to be plotting those onto a line graph. All right, so if you look quickly at the first one, you'll see the X number is 1, the Y is 6, so your ordered pair will be 1, 6 right here. So you go down to this graph right here, and you would move over to the X axis 1, and then you would go up to where you see the 6, which is right here on this line, and you would put your first point. All right, and then you would just follow for the rest of those points. And that's just an example for you to look at. All right, here's another example for you. Again, they give you the numbers, and you will see the ordered pairs. They put them in right here. And then when you go down to the graph, you will see how you will see how those are graphed onto the plots down here, plotted onto the graph. All right, another example for you here, and explains to you what is happening. Now, when you get to this page, it is your turn to try. Okay, so you're going to write ordered pairs of the corresponding terms from the two patterns shown below. X coordinates 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, Y coordinates 0, 4, 8, 12, 16. Now type in the ordered pairs using the numbers above. All right, so the first one's done for you, 0, 0. All right, they give you the next one. The X is always the first number, so the X would be 1. So then you would look, the Y, you would see right under that would be 4. So you can actually click, actually, in order to interact with it, you must come out of presentation mode. All right, so to do that, I'm going to hit escape on my keyboard, and it's going to shrink back down. Now, if you look, I can click on it, and it becomes interactive. Okay, so then I could click my answer in 1, 4. All right, so when you're putting in your answers, you have to come out of presentation mode. All right. All right, so you'll write the pairs on this paper above right here, and then move to the next slide. All right. And you can do that by scrolling down this bar right here, clicking your, or just click on the actual slide that you want right here over on the side. Okay. Now look at this one. This one you're going to actually click and go to a different page, the coordinate plane link. All right. So you're going to click on this, click on that, and it's going to take you to a new page. You're going to make a copy. Now get ready to pay attention. You're going to have to understand how to do this. It's taking a minute. It's scrolling, but here comes your copy. Now, I can go back to this page, and I'm going to need to look at the ordered pairs from the last slide. See that right here? use the ordered pairs from the last slide to graph. So I'm going to go back to my last slide. That's this one that you'll have filled the answers in. And look at my first one, 0, 0. Okay, so I'm going to click on this page, and I'm going to have to plot a point at 0, 0, which is right here. Okay, the origin. All right, now here's how I'm going to make a point. I'm going to have to go up here to, I believe it's Insert, and I'm going to click a shape. Okay, so Insert, Shape, slide over to my shape choices, and I'm going to go down here to this circle because it's a little bit smaller. There's a circle up here, but this one's a little smaller. So this is the shape I want right here, this circle. Click on that. Oh, I think I missed it. Let me try that again. There it is. Now, see this? I'm going to click right here at 0, 0. And now I've got my circle. Now, that's too big. Okay? So I'm going to click in this corner, and I'm going to shrink it. And then once it's shrunk, I can move it to right where I want it. So I'm going to move it to that 0, 0 line right there. Maybe up a little bit more. And now you can see I've got a little circle right there. It's kind of hard to see, but it is right there. If I need to, I could make it a little bit bigger. You can kind of play around with this a little bit until you get it right. Okay. And it's actually not quite where I want it, so I'm going to move it over just a little bit more. And yeah, there it is right there. Now let's say I wanted to put one at, for example, 5, 6. So I scroll over 5 to the x-axis, go up 6, and if I wanted it 5, 6, I'm going to click right there. Oh, sorry. I've got to go back and do the new shape each time. So first I'm going to Insert, Shape again, go down to that circle. Then I go over to x-axis 5, y-axis 6, click right there. And you can see the corner of where I clicked is right where I want it. So I'm going to have to shrink this circle down again. All right. Now I want to move it right onto the 5 line and the 6 line. So I'm going to just slide it. And there it is, right on the 5, 6. Okay. Now, once you click and make a circle, you can move it around anywhere you need to. Okay. So I want to move it up here. All right. But so if it doesn't land exactly where you want it, you can move it. All right. So let's say I wanted it on 8, 12. So I put it on the 8 line right here, slide up to the 12 line right here, click, and there it is on 8, 12. And anytime I want to make a new one, I have to go to Insert, Shape. Whoops, missed it. Shape. Go down to that circle right there, click, and let's say I want to put another one at 4, 10. So I go over x-axis 4, up 10, click right there, and that's too big. So just grab it in the corner, shrink it down, and it may not look exactly the same every time, but that's okay. So 412, I move it right up here to 412, drop it, and there it is. I could even move it over just a little bit more if I want to get it right on that line. There you go. All right, so that's how you do your shapes. Okay. Now when you're done, you'll share it, but I'm not sharing this one with anyone, so I'm just going to X out of it. Back to the slide presentation. I'm going to go back to present mode because I like the screens a little bit bigger. And remember, as long as I'm not doing anything like writing on it, I can keep it in present mode. All right. So I'm going to continue moving on through. That's the link we just went to. So you'll have to do that. Now, again, I would be putting answers in here. So I would have to get out of present mode by hitting escape, fill those in, and continue through. Oh, that's the last slide right there. Okay. All right, and when you're done with this whole presentation, the answers you filled in here, you'll also hit share, and that'll send the answers you put in on these. So you'll share two things: the slideshow presentation when you filled in the answers, and the page you went to on coordinate planes. All right, hopefully that'll help you get through this. If not, just get a hold of your teacher to ask questions.